Tom said I wouldn't be able to see any of you. That was a lie. I don't have my glasses on. I can still see you at the back. So anyway, I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room. I've got massive, massive anxiety about performing. The last time I was on stage was actually, I was a teenager at a Christian youth club. I'm not sure if you've been to one of these before, but they like to have that little surprise preachy bit at the end, after all the fun and games. Just to remind the kids, you have had fun tonight, but you might still be going to hell. So, so I was a lucky person that got to do that talk at the end and tell them all about Jesus and how he'd save them from their sins. And I thought tonight was a tough gig, so yeah. I don't go to church anymore, but I did recently decide to join a couple of Christian dating websites. Thought I might be able to meet someone that was more serious about settling down, that sort of thing. Not sure if you've experienced anything like this before. It's a bit like Tinder for holy people. Everyone tries to outdo each other with the best Bible verse on their profile. So, just a little observation about these sites, though. White guys, you need to up your game. The Fabios and Babatundis are killing it right now. Their exotic palatial vibes, soaking up the sun drenched in diamonds, quoting scripture. White guys, you don't even look like you've left your bedrooms. Except maybe to commit the odd murder, because you do all look like serial killers, so yeah. Not sure how I feel about this whole quoting scripture on your profile thing. It's a little bit weird. One guy went for Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If that's the case, Tom from Salford, maybe God can help you construct a sentence about yourself, rather than DM me to find out more. So, yeah, needless to say, I've given up on online dating. I've decided I'd much rather meet someone organically. And I thought I was in luck the other day when I was in the hot tub at the gym. By the way, that's the only reason to join a gym, is the hot tub, as you can see. And usually I'm there in the hot tub trying to stop the bubbles from making my tits jiggle, whilst old men just stare at me. But this time it was different. There was a hot guy in the hot tub, and I couldn't believe it. And even better than that, he was a carer for a young lad with learning disabilities. So sensitive as well as attractive, so double whammy. And this young lad, he was having a whale of a time. It was just bobbing his head up and down the water, kind of trying to scuba dive, but without all the equipment, you know. And before I knew it, his carer had actually started talking to me. Couldn't believe it. No guy's ever talked to me. So I went with it, and I became increasingly aware that this young lad had, started making his way towards me under the water, until he basically reached my boobs, just bobbing up and down there for a while. And usually in this sort of circumstance, I'd probably tell him where to go. At the very least, I'd move away, you know. I didn't want to offend the poor lad, you know, he was having such a fun time. So I just ended up looking like a cougar that was enjoying the whole experience. So what I've decided is if this happens again, I'm just going to join in. I'm going to make a beeline for the fittest guy in the hot tub. Go underwater and just start hovering around his balls for a little bit. And if anyone questions me, I'll just say I'm on the spectrum. Which, let's face it, we all are. And statistically, 90% of us have got ADHD. According to a very reliable source, that questionnaire that you all did on Instagram. Don't tell me you haven't done it. I know you have. And trust me, I know, because I'm a therapist, and I have a lot of clients that come to me that have diagnosed themselves with usually ADHD, autism. I should probably sound a little bit like I care, really, shouldn't I? I do. I love my clients. I do love my clients. And I deal with a range of issues, from depression to anxiety, OCD. But therapists, we don't always get it right. The other day, I'd been out for a lovely steak lunch with my mum for her birthday. She's around there somewhere, Mum. And I came back to the office, and my client arrived. And as he arrived, I realised I'm going to shit myself. So let's just say I had to extend his session by a good 15 minutes. And that was a long walk back to the room whilst the poor guy was just sitting there waiting for me. But me being me, I was too honest, and I told him I'd had a dodgy steak at lunch. So for the rest of the session, I had to sit there face to face with him, both of us knowing full well that I had diarrhoea. And that I could shit myself again at any moment, really. So, so next time you're anxious to see your therapist, just remember, that we're all this, I have to check my hands. Oh, we're all just human beings holding in a massive shit.